All right, what's going on YouTube? Real quick video on London. My trip to London is about 85% done. All right, so hopefully I can either upload it late tonight or by tomorrow. All right. Um, so let's get right into it, man. Gerald Miller pops on PEDs. The fight is over with Anthony Joshua. I think they're still awaiting like the B sample to come back, but we already know how this goes. I mean, this happens way too much in boxing, especially in the heavyweight division, man. The reason why I'm shocked, I am shocked. I'm very shocked. I mean, now that it happened, I can see it. Like looking at his recent fights and seeing how big he is and how he can throw so many punches per fight. I can see it now, but I'm shocked because I'm looking at it like this. Gerald Miller, you're getting the opportunity to fight at Madison Square Garden with Anthony Joshua for $5 million, your highest purse ever. Even like there's no fight you ever came close to making that much money. All right, this is your biggest purse ever. You're getting the exposure. You're getting, it's just, you're getting a chance to fight for 3 titles, bro. Like, even if you lose the fight, it's still a win for you. This is a win-win. There are other heavyweight boxers that deserve the title shot before you. So if you get the opportunity, why even risk it? Like, nobody thinks you're going to win anyway. There's a very small amount of people that think you're actually going to win this fight. People are not even really demanding this fight. And you get the opportunity to fight Joshua and pull off the upset. It's a win-win situation. You don't need to cheat. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, how do you mess this up? I just don't understand. And, I already seen his response on Instagram and everything. And I'm just like, dude, you already popped on and you failed the test before. I believe with the same drug. You already failed the test before. Like 4 or 5 years ago. While you were still doing kickboxing, I believe. So it's not like you're less likely to do it. And then you're talking all this shit. You're talking about Joshua. You're saying that he's probably on PEDs and everything, and you're actually on it, And I also seen this video on Fight Hype. I don't know how recent it is of you getting all pumped up, and you look like, you look to be in amazing shape. And since the last time we saw you on those press conferences, and I mean, like, why even take that risk, bro? Like, you're getting the opportunity. Stop eating cheeseburgers. Just work. Don't cut corners. Don't cheat. Just work as hard. And if you lose, you gave it the best shot you can give it. Like, it is what it is. Don't, like, it's not many American heavyweight boxers that people acknowledge like that. It's not many. So being that you from New York, especially you from Brooklyn, it's a letdown because it's like, damn, it's not even that many of us here. You got Wilder that turned down the 100 million already with the Zone. We have you. We have Malik Scott that's not really doing much. We got Brian Jennings that really didn't. I mean, I don't want to go down a list of American heavyweights. I mean, that's not what this video is really about. But we're not on top at the heavyweight division right now. We're just not. 3 out of the top 5 fighters are from London, or I'm sorry, they're from England. So you can't like mess up an opportunity like this. It's very disappointing, and I just don't. It just doesn't make sense to me, bro. Like, you think you was gonna slip by with this? This is Anthony Joshua. You're not gonna slip by with him. You know, and you've never been on a drug test. You weren't on the what the year the all year 20 the all year round drug test. I forgot what they call it, but you weren't on that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, now that you failed the test, it makes sense. You lose all credibility. You lose all of it just like that. Just like that. Now we looking at your fights and we understanding why a guy of your size and a guy that even it kept gaining weight, because now, like, recent fights, you was weighing over 300 pounds, and the volume, the amount of volume and pressure that you have against these fighters without slowing down at all is very questionable. You know, I just don't understand, man. Like, how do you mess this up? But it's over, and it's all about who's going to be Anthony Joshua's next opponent. Now, the first thing I saw was when Eddie Hearn had said that Anthony Joshua, the first name he gave up was Luis Ortiz. I would absolutely love for Anthony Joshua to fight Luis Ortiz here in New York, man. That would be great, because Joshua is pretty much my favorite heavyweight, and Luis Ortiz is my second favorite. You know, I hate to see either one of them lose, but I would love to see that fight. I would love to see that fight, man. Um, I would want Joshua to win that fight, though. Because I want Joshua, and I don't want Wilder to keep winning. I want them both to keep winning so we can finally get their fight. Because I feel like if either one of them lose, we're not going to get the fight. All right. But I would love it to be Luis Ortiz. And if anyone is to beat Anthony Joshua, I would love it to be Luis Ortiz. You know, that's a better fight than Gerald Miller, in my opinion. All right. I already see that some of these people on the internet that have agendas are already being negative towards the idea of Luis Ortiz being a potential opponent for Anthony Joshua. Wilder fans, many of them, ones that I know personally, ones that I see on the internet, for years have said, why don't Anthony Joshua fight Luis Ortiz, even before Deontay Wilder fought him? And even after, even as recent as Joshua trying to find an opponent for this fight here, and for the April fight that was supposed to be at Wembley. I've still heard up to this point that Wilder fans wanted Joshua to fight Luis Ortiz. Okay? So anyone that's trying to come across, they got this narrative that now you want Joshua to fight. That's bullshit. All right. That's a legit fight. I don't see why anyone would want to be disappointed in that. Luis Ortiz needs to get into the gym today if he's not training already. He might possibly still be in the gym because some of these guys still are in the gym on a regular. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hope he's still in the gym. If not, you still got 7 weeks to prepare. You don't want to miss up on this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see that fight because I want to see, now that Wilder did fight Luis Ortiz, and many of us, going into that fight, because that was Wilder's biggest win still to date. Even if Wilder had beaten Tyson Fury, I thought Luis Ortiz was his biggest win, only because Tyson Fury was just getting back and getting things together. I don't think he was at the top of his game. But Luis Ortiz was still his biggest win. And I would like to see and compare how they both, since they're not fighting each other, I would like to see how they compare against common opponents. And no one should be arguing this because Wilder's fighting Dominic Breazeale, and he doesn't even need to be fighting Dominic Breazeale. Breazeale is not even his mandatory. You know what I'm saying? There's no demand for that fight. There's no demand at all for that fight. You know, and they would definitely making it. They would definitely have made that fight a pay per view, but they're not because they're being realistic. It's not a big enough fight. It's not a fight that's even necessary. I know they're trying to make it this personal beef they had because of some incident they had at a hotel or whatever. No one's in demand for that fight. This is a better fight. Luis Ortiz didn't look so great in his last performance. I did a review on that. Didn't look great. I don't know if it's old age. I don't know if it was just a poor stylistic matchup for him. But didn't look that impressive in his most recent fight against Christian Hammer. Okay. I actually, did I go to that fight? I think I did go to that fight. Damn, I can't remember. Crap. I think I did. Did I go to that fight? I don't know. I know I did a review of it. But anyway, I would love it to beat Luis Ortiz, you know. And pretty much everybody else has, you know, has been public about this now. I don't really want it to be Dillian White only because that would be a bigger fight out there. You know, they don't need to do that fight here. But if the Luis Ortiz fight doesn't really, if they can't get that together, I mean, Dillian White deserves a shot. You know, Wilder won't fight him, so you know he does still deserves a shot. You know, he's has, as far as resume is concerned, he has a better resume than Miller and Ortiz. You know, it's just that we already saw the outcome in the first fight. That's my only thing. Uh, but yeah, you know, I think Ortiz. I hope Ortiz happens. If it doesn't happen, there's a lot of PBC guys that are there. I should have checked the rankings and the other sanctioning bodies for the titles that Joshua held. I didn't check, but there's plenty of people to fight. You know, plenty of replacements. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be Kalnacki, a Brooklyn fighter. He should be a possibility. You know, if they can't get Luis Ortiz or if Dillian White doesn't agree to take it. You know, I think Derek Chisora, I think I just skimmed across something about Derek Chisora possibly being interested in that. You know, I don't really know, you know, but I would rather it be Luis Ortiz. I hope it's Luis Ortiz. I really hope it is, you know. It's dangerous, but it is what it is, man. This is the heavyweight division. You hold 3 titles, you gotta fight, you gotta face danger. You know, you can't just take shortcuts. One thing I want to say before I end this video, though, as far as regards of Wilder turning down 100 million and everything, I know it's old news now, but you know, turning down that fight can really, really backfire on you. I understand that there's a good chance he may get 50-50, and you know, I know he wants that, and all right, that's cool. It is most likely going to happen. Do I think it should be 50-50? No, you know, because if it's 50-50, it's likely that Anthony Joshua may make double what his highest purse, as opposed to Wilder making 5 times the amount of his highest purse. So mathematically, it doesn't really make sense. But if Joshua agrees to do it, then he agrees to do it. I just think him and Eddie's getting hustled. I mean, they're already going up in the prices, the purses that they originally had offered Wilder. So this is all working in Wilder's favor. But that's none of my business, man. I just want to see the fight. But what I will say is that the longer they push this fight off and don't agree to some kind of terms, if Joshua is to lose the fight, or if Wilder is to lose himself, you're risking a lot, and we may not ever get to see this fight, especially if they both lose before they actually face off. I think that's the most dangerous part. I hope that if they both win their next fights, whoever, that they settle the score in the very, like, this year. The further they push it, one of these guys, if not both, are going to lose the fight at some point. It could be their very next fight. You know, I personally don't think Wilder's going to lose it to Brazil at all. All right. I know I made a video about that already. Some people think I'm sleeping on Brazil. Listen, Brazil's a good fighter. He's just not on Wilder's level, man. And there's nothing. I've seen him fight many times. For me, there's nothing. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. Uh, Anthony Joshua, I didn't see him losing to Miller. But if he is to fight Ortiz, I wouldn't call it 50-50, but it's damn close. Okay? I wouldn't call it 50-50, though. I do have Anthony Joshua winning, but it's very dangerous, very dangerous. I thought Ortiz was going to beat Wilder. And I think with Joshua, I think he could beat Joshua. Um, it's just risky. The longer these guys just want to keep pushing this off. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna talk briefly on Terrence Crawford and Amir Khan fighting this weekend, and hopefully I can get this video of my trip up pretty soon, within either by tonight or tomorrow. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.